Yahusha, Bakusha. All right, let's do this, brothers.
Going live?
Oh, I don't know how I'm live.
All right,
17 seconds, and I was sitting over here. I didn't even touch it.
Yeah, you did.
Pops, pick a number between 50 and 100.
I'm not sure how we did.
No, weeks. But we live. Everybody else live?
Yeah,
Shalom,
yeah.
Baba Gashad. We're going to go ahead and make sure we test. Could you test GMS Chicago on there too, please, Baba Gashad?
Testing.
1,
Are
2,
you going to
3.
hit that light behind or whatever?
Turn those machines back on. It's actually good. That's going to put the glare. It's actually good.
Yeah, You're up.
Yeah.
All right, Shalom, Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. All our fellow laborers, all right? And to those few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you we say Shalom. And we're gonna go in on this this whole Trump narrative. There's so many things going on. Some guy is threatening to sue people if they say it was fake, you know, if it didn't happen or whatever. And I just want to respond to that just because someone says something is fake, they're not saying that people that, you know, fake doesn't mean that people don't actually die. All right, just, you know, when fake meaning it's orchestrated from within. And it's really, and we're not saying that that's what happened, but it's definitely starting to look like that's what happened. All right, because what you're noticing is that if you've really been watching and paying attention, that all of the witness testimonies from the local news media is not matching up with the mainstream narrative that they're giving. And this is remnant of 9/11. The things that the people who were on the ground, who came on the edge of death at 9/11, the things that they were saying did not match up with the narrative of the story that was told.
Right.
All right, and that's what we're saying. Okay, and Deuteronomy 33:29, real quick, just to kick it off.
It's Deuteronomy 33 and 29. It says, "Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee,
Perfect.
and thou shalt tread upon their high places."
So if the common everyday man is picking this story apart and seeing that none of the T's are crossed and none of the I's are dotted,
Come on now.
what do you think that the America's many enemies that are growing by the day, all right, because they're going to lose more members of the
respect.
EU, they're going to lose more EU members and more NATO members to BRICS, all right. So basically, America's becoming the laughing stock of the world, man.
Absolutely.
And this could definitely fuel some retaliation, you know, again, you know, and even fuel racial thing, because I watched a video where the people that were there immediately started talking about Obama and black people, and I'm like, damn, man, how did his name
go there?
You know? So, but they're angry. The people are frustrated and angry, man.
You can hear on the comments too, you know, people saying things, and even the conflicting stories. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Satan does, and Esau Edom, who is the representative of Satan, the physical reincarnation of Satan down here right now. All right, everything he does is through fraud, deceit, through lies. Someone has said it earlier. The theater of war. This is a show. All right. As a matter of fact, Apostle Racha, when he did the show after camp yesterday, he was like, "Man, it's like I was watching one of these TV shows. It looked like a reenactment of it. It's too scripted. First of all, there's so many holes in it. They would not the truth of how the Secret Service were trained. They wouldn't even let him get his hand up and do none of that. They wouldn't give a fuck about no goddamn shoe. They would have grabbed him down as soon as it was clear to make a move. They would have kept him shielded, no face seen, no nothing seen. They would have had it all shielded with clothes, everything, and you would have been shooting blind at them, and they would have been the body armor, and he would have been got escorted out of there
Now that you said
immediately.
that, I'm gonna try to find this video, Bob Kishar.
Hey, while you finding it, can
And-
I bring out this in the NLT?
Bring it out, brother.
This is 2 Corinthians 2:11 in the NLT. It says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes.
Bring
Read
it out
again,
again,
brother.
brother Bob
It
Kishar.
says 2 Corinthians 2:11 in the NLT. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes.
Right, and that's talking about Satan here on earth.
Right.
Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That's pursuant to Isaiah, the 14th chapter, like 12 through like 16. It's talking about a man, a people. And,
Right.
And you know, and he's being revealed that Satan is ruling here on earth, the deceivers. All right, the human adversary.
I got a definition for that word scheme. It says a secret or divisive or devious plan or plot, an orderly plan or arrangement of related parts. It says a systematic plan of action. So his plan of action, what, to justify having to implement martial law? You know what I'm saying? To be basically try to implement his agenda, right? So he's gonna do what he needs to do, right?
Right.
Khan, and if you finished with that, brother.
And
So-
I was gonna say order out of chaos.
Khan,
That's his thing,
and
you know?
that's what it looks like. So I want to play this because you know, Yahweh knows I really dislike Candace Owen. There's one brother here who claimed that he loves her. I can't stand her. But as of lately, especially since she got into it with the fake, J double O's, she's been saying a lot of things that are very, condemning and hurtful to them, to their cause, to their lives. So basically, she was an insider because, she was actually next to Trump a lot when he was actually in office. So she knows the protocols of the Secret Service. So I'm going to let her speak and not try to say it myself. So
Fair use, fair use.
So, and so this was her. It said Candace drops a bombshell about the attempt on Trump. So here we go.
You have got to be kidding. And let me say something right now. Take this to the bank, okay? That person was allowed to scale that roof, okay? I am not some individual who's trying to assess the situation and never been around the president of the United States. While Trump was in office, okay, I was around him a lot. And let me tell you something. The Secret Service, there is no person that can get around the perimeter of the Secret Service where Donald Trump is without them being aware of it. I am not kidding when I say that my husband once almost got shot by the Secret Service because he came down the staircase. I was speaking at the NRA, and he snaked in and came down, and they didn't know who he was, and they were like, freeze, like, we will shoot you right now. So you're telling me that guy walked up and was trying to get the and the Secret Service saw him, and he's pointing, and he's saying, this guy's got a gun, and they're pretending they don't know what's going on? I mean, am I crazy? Do you guys actually believe this was a failure in intelligence? All of these Secret Service agents crawling around, and you don't think, just what that guy said, that is common sense, okay? They're trying to now tell us that common sense is a conspiracy. That is the new thing that they're trying to sell the public. Common sense is a conspiracy. You're telling me this guy was able to walk up with a
Ladder
rifle in his hand and scale a roof, and you don't think the Secret Service, well, let me tell you, they get there days before. Let me tell you how a security apparatus is supposed to run. Days before, they get in and they look at every possible angle in which somebody could hurt the president, okay? And I'm not even talking about once you get to the Secret Service. I'm talking about if you just have security in general. Before you speak, they will go, hey, this is the stage? Okay, let me tell you. That right there is a problem. They'll mark that as a spot. That right there is a spot. That's right. We need to know who this person is. They'll knock on doors, okay? They got to figure out every possible angle that any individual could potentially get on a roof. Because you know what? This has happened in the past. People have been shot from roofs. People have been shot from windows. There is a 0% chance that some random person with a rifle was able to scale a roof. Unless there was just an unbelievable builder of intelligence. And you want to know why it's unbelievable? Because I don't effing believe it.
All right, but that's enough, and I agree with her. I don't believe it either, man. Because they said it was about a football field, about a football and a half field away in a roof, and the president's former president's right here speaking, and there's a roof right over there with no security on it. And yeah, if you guys remember, there was a show called The Shooter.
Right.
And then they remade a movie because I think in the television show it was Ryan Felipe, and in the movie it was Mark Wahlberg. And what they did was they because I think this Matthew guy, you need to check more on him and find out if he's in the army or if he was a damn military sniper or something.
Right.
Because he hit the ear. That was a pretty good shot from
Man,
a
that
football,
was a
from a football field and a half away. Yeah.
No, man, he would.
That was a pretty good shot.
Yeah,
But nevertheless,
that was on point.
this guy, what they did in this movie, if none of you brothers ever seen it, they came to him. He was no longer in service. He had retired. They came to his cabin in the woods, and the CIA or the Secret Service came and offered him a job or whatever. And the job was that we're gonna have these speakers, and we're worried we got a security problem. So because he was such a highly decorated sniper.
So how would you hit?
So they took him and they brought him in and they said, okay, what we need to do is find out what you would do, all right? And so he cased the whole area and all the places, and just like she said, and he's because he wanted to know where the speaker was going to be, and he showed him, and then he showed him one. He said that would be almost impossible for most people. There's only a few people in the world can make that shot, and I'm one of them, all right? And so that's where they took the shot from. But nevertheless, they set him up because the whole time he was doing what they paid him to do, they were sitting back, taking pictures of him. Same shit they gonna try to do to us. When they try to, soundbite us and show all our imagery, and then, deep fake us or whatever.
Right.
But that's what they did, and then all of a sudden, the shot was taken. He's that they're listening to the president too, or the presidential candidate, and all of a sudden the shot rings out, and he's like, "What the?" And it was, and then all of a sudden, they tried to blame it on him.
Right.
So, and that's why I believe that this dude is dead, because none of the testimonies are lining up, because a couple of other people were saying they had shot this guy over here, but I heard shots over here too.
Right.
So I'm like, well, was there more than one shooter? Because there was a whole lot of shots, right? And then the fact that you just would kill him immediately, and so, because dead men don't tell tales. So I'm thinking, well, maybe this dude was hired to do it. Anything's possible. So this could be a breach of, and if I'm thinking that, all the Trump supporter militia dudes who's already pissed the fuck off, they thinking this too. So I think they're trying to rile, and it's gonna, second entrance has to happen.
And another thing too, from that distance, a football field and a half away, you need a spotter for something. For lengths like that, you need somebody to help the wind distance and to tell you everything. To get that close, it had to have been somebody with him.
Right, you had to have a spotter, because all snipers have a spotter. But no, you still got snipers that's cold enough to do that shit on their own.
Yeah, because a football field and a half.
Yeah, you still got, especially if
especially
if it's an inside job. If it is an inside job, we're not, don't say that. What TMS said, no, we believe that it is. We're not saying that we know. Well, we believe, and what we say, when we say something like, we know that Yahweh Shah's coming. We know we're the Israelites. All right? This is, we're saying we believe. All right? And I believe that this was an inside job. And it definitely, go ahead.
Well, didn't they just release that the CIA assassinated JFK? So, of course, that's not far-fetched that this is another inside job. They just released that government paperwork on it.
Yeah, and you know what, St. Benji? They sealed it.
For 50 some
they
years.
sealed it, and I think that paper, you couldn't even open that case and study it until about 4 or 5 years ago. They wanted to make sure everybody was dead, so all them people were still on payroll, still getting money, whatever. All the people that was involved with it, but yet you had people all along conspiracy theories.
Right.
You had people the whole time saying that this was an inside job. This guy didn't make. And what was his name? The guy who took the fall. Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald was a fall guy.
Yeah,
He was a fall guy.
absolutely.
That took the fall for that. That dude did not kill Kennedy. That was an inside job,
Yeah,
and this
his
man
driver,
as
his
well.
driver
They
did
got
it.
videos.
And-
on
He got
it.
his
matter of
driver
fact,
around and-
yeah, that's
Yeah,
people
driver
say,
turned
yeah,
around,
he
yeah.
turned around and shot it,
Yeah, the
which
wife
makes
was trying
sense.
to call
And-
When
and
you
they
see her
turned back-
crawling and running away from the driver.
Right.
And he turned around and just drove. And on one video, you
turned
actually
around,
see it real
Pop
close.
said- he
And
turned
he
around.
was driving. He said pow and turned back and drive. And then everybody pointed, and that's magic misdirection. Everybody looked and they didn't see. You know what I'm saying? But there's one video clip on the car. Seen the shit.
So yeah, so nothing is what it seems in this CIA controlled Hollywood and media.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't even believe what you see and hear these days.
You
That's
can't.
right.
You can't, man.
They've been trying. This place is divided, man. This is the will of the Lord. They've been they trying to accepting this character, well, he ain't got no damn character.
Well, that's what they try to attack your character first.
And they tried to kill him because that shit ain't stopping. He's still able to run. Whatever.
All the jail
I
stuff.
believe he's rogue. He's gone rogue, and they tired of his ass, man. Me personally, but this Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So the spirit of America, is crumbling, right?
Right.
And Trump is upholding that old spirit. He's the one coming with MAGA. All right? So you got that division. You got the left who's all for all this extra ass weird blue hair, green hair, kill all the babies, and the ones that survive make sure they transgender. And then you got the good old boys, man, the patriots that want America back the way it was.
They
man.
want it back the way it was when they was on top, right? And when they was comfortable with this great land that they stole.
Right.
All right.
That they stole, right?
It's, it's like no, now they taking away from us what we stole this fair and square. That's what Dr. Lisa said.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Right. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. So this place, it got to be divided because it's prophecy.
Absolutely.
And this shit is a great catalyst for it, man. They already got the left versus the right heavy. But this is, they tried to kill Trump.
I mean, but that invigorated so many Edomites.
Couple angry ass Edomites was saying they want their lick back.
Exactly.
Roughly paraphrase. They mad.
Because to see your idol get shot and then survive, that was empowering to them. That actually with a fist point, fight, bloody and stuff. All of them might just see them like fight, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They hype them up.
You got Edomites right at home right now, oiling up and polishing their rifles and all that.
I guarantee you tomorrow. Look at the gun sales from this next week, or the bullet sales. I guarantee bullet sales and gun sales are gonna go up this week alone.
Check Indianapolis, because that's
check the risk.
KKK.
Yeah,
That's KKK headquarters.
That's a KKK stronghold. Indianapolis in Colorado. Those are KKK strongholds.
It was founded in Indiana.
No military weapons that came next. No military weapons, explosives.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that shit.
And you're right. Nagab mentioned that, you got all these military grade weapons that came up missing from these military bases now. They're saying that the migrants got. So it's definitely Jake is getting ready to become a target, man. All right, and Northern Kingdom thought they were gonna get out of this unscathed. No, they ain't gonna be able to tell. They ain't gonna be able to tell Issachar from Venezuela.
That's right.
They coming for your Mexican ass too.
Oh, look like
All right, so you think you safe,
Easy,
right? Because you speak a different dialect of Spanish.
Hey, look,
them good old boys ain't gonna know the difference between the Venezuelan dish and the taco, nigga.
No.
All right, let me read this real quick. This is Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And Esau's about to use that sword, and he's about to kill his own people, because if you ain't down for his superiority, his Edomite superiority, then you are his enemy. If you ain't down to make America great again, America was great when Negroes and Latinos looked down to the ground when a white man walked by. All right, and they weren't walking around slapping on the ass of all these snow bunnies, man.
That's right.
All right, that's when America was great. When to them in their eyes, that's the real greatness of America.
Yeah.
Right? When they didn't have to worry about critical race history. I'm not gonna say theory. You can't take history and make it theory.
Right.
Right? When they didn't have to worry about anything like that.
And then all these white bitches going around listening to the Megan Thee Stallions.
Oh,
They hit the white bitches head rolling. They white male counter, so-called white male counterparts now. They be the Edomite bitches are becoming a damn nigga woman towards their men right now.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what's cursed.
And Esau is very angry about it, but the curses are falling upon him.
That's right.
Actually, I enjoy watching it happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because almost every event I go to, no matter where I go, I always see, the Edomite women with Jake, man. Both Northern and Southern Kingdom.
That's right.
And they
right.
turn it up in the club, listening to the nigga music and shit.
Kings,
Not just the Sassy Red shit, but they was just playing that half a ticket. That nigga who just came down, they bumping up off that music, man. They turning up, man. So hey, it is showing you the downfall of their kingdom and that they falling, man.
Right.
And they're making these dumb
And they ready to fight for it.
Right, and that's the
Exactly.
thing, because they fall and they trying to go ahead and, get everything together to get to their ultimate agenda of a new world order and wickedness, with everybody see hip, if you know what I mean.
I got a precept for you. This second Esdras 15. I'm gonna start at 14. Woe to the world of them that dwell therein, but the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So this end is gonna be very bloody. Before the nukes hit, there's going to be a lot of violence and bloodshed on the streets. But there should be sedition among men and invading one another.
There you go.
They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So something has to happen to get these people's spirit riled up so they can go against their government, man.
That's it.
And this is the perfect example, because there's a lot of people that believe the conspiracy of this thing, and their whole takeaway is, well, we got to go against. They trying to take away our hero Trump. See, look, he's trying to make America great, and they don't want that. So now we got to go against all these other. At this point, Trump can get his own army.
Right.
See, Trump won't need the fucking Secret Service. He can get these patriots,
you
and
damn
they'll
right.
do his damn dirty work. They'll lay their life down for him.
And
They ain't gonna be kneel down scared. See, y'all, we agree on everything with the scriptures. But I'm not giving these motherfuckers credit. Them motherfuckers was scared. You got these other Edomites they'll lay their fucking life down for this motherfucking nigga Trump.
Yes, they will.
They'll kill anybody. You look at it around there and smoke your ass. And we coming into that time, man.
Yep.
And the proof of it is January 6th.
Yeah.
What, just for him saying, "Hey, let's go to the Capitol," whatever he said, which he didn't ever said them to go attack or nothing, but just for his mere suggestion, thousands of people came up there, and of course they had set all that inside shit up, and they used that to even though all the footage showed them opening the doors, letting them come in, so that shows you the bullshit of it. But just the fact that his mere saying, like, we should do something, thousands of people moved at his mere suggestion.
Yeah, it was real Trump followers that was there.
Yes.
Just like the ones open the doors, you got sheriffs that's on the left, you got sheriffs on the right.
Right.
They bumping heads with each other right
Yes,
now.
they are.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of infighting going on.
Hey, that makes
Among
me
these
think.
Edomites. And and the house divided. Go ahead, bring out what you got, brother.
Mark 3 and 25.
Start at 23.
Yes, sir. This is Mark 3 and 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Perfect.
And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And Satan
In fact, a couple of years ago, me and Yakas at the park playing softball, and then Popo came up. Now the park knows me as prophet because we always low-key prophesying. That's all right. So the Popo came and we was prophesying to the Popo, and there were two black cops. You remember? And then they both were like, and we were witnessing to them. And then we told them that there's going to be divisions even in the police department. It's going to be civil war. And what did he say?
Well, I forget the conversation.
I had the same conversation with a couple cops.
He said it's already there.
One of them was one of my former brothers. He and his partner was hanging out. I was kicking it with the brothers that day, and his partner was there with him. I had the same conversation.
He said it's already there.
And his partner said it's already there.
Yeah. Because it's already a division. I don't care a fuck what department you call it. The fire department, I wish Yazarala was here. You can talk about the police department. I don't care what department you're talking about. There's a division of, first of all, the old hatred of that black folks got against white and white got against us ain't never changed. It ain't never been going nowhere. It's got suppressed by the pseudo everybody's together type of shit. But think about Montgomery Brawl last year. How when that nigga threw his hat up, how many niggas came up into they immediately picked a side. It's about to be choose a side, man. All right, you're gonna have some that cross barrier lines too because people are stupid. All right, but this is a precipice for all out chaos and war. Go ahead, brother.
Well, yeah, the scripture called it basically it's a free fall.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be just a race war.
That's it.
No, everybody gonna be versus
It's gonna be a
everybody.
free for all, exactly.
That's it.
It's gonna, right. It's because it's gonna start off. I always say Civil War / race war because it's gonna start off at the Civil War and turn racial real quick.
Oh,
And it's gonna be a complete, free for all because these Edomites gonna be killing niggas, spiggers, and other Edomites.
That's it.
All right, and then you alphabet community people, y'all finished.
Man.
You know, let's see how brave you are when those days come.
I think there's more on that Esdras. The same.
Go ahead.
He has some more. Oh, you select it.
Yeah, this back in 2 15:17, a man shall desire to go into a city
Yeah.
and shall not be able. That's martial law. And martial law was enacted when there's foreign troops on the land, or if they believe that the military is the only way to bring so-called peace or law and order. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And what's more proud than MAGA? All right, make America great again. You saw how Trump had that America First spirit. That's a spirit that's pouring out on all these people, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You got a BLM sticker on your car in your house, it's probably gonna get burned down. And when you run out of it, you're gonna get shot by some MAGA people.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And they show you that in the last purge that came out when them dudes on the motorcycles came up. She had to act like she was a racist.
Oh yeah.
And the motorcycles and they kept driving past. Dude was like, kill all the brownies. Hey, look, that's what he went all hell break loose.
Yeah, they went in the warehouse on standby.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know.
And it turns out they was some whole militia because the one Jake had already dealt with them overseas. He knew exactly who they were.
Yeah.
There's some more to that.
Yeah, one more. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy that house with the sword and spoil their goods. A lot of these Edomites gonna be killing other Edomites.
I keep
They
telling
ain't
them.
gonna make it out their neighborhoods to come fuck
Yeah,
up
they
Jake.
think they bought all these guns just so they can war with their own neighbors, man.
Yeah.
All right.
They're taking their canned goods, man. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And you know, a lot of Edomites on social media, you see it, man. They into canning. They talk about it. You know, you get that dry. You can do a dry way. You get a jar. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got. I've seen videos. People they don't even got furniture no more. They got rooms that's just they ready.
Yep.
Right. And then you putting it out there. So
Yep.
like that one video we all remember it about maybe about 6-7 years ago, right? With the dude that was standing there with it loading up all his shotguns, and then they did the pan out. And he had a whole wall, a whole arsenal.
Right.
And he said, I got the keys to your house.
Right.
He said, I want to thank all you people for collecting up all that food and water for me.
I got my keys.
Yeah, because basically he let you know he got a different mindset of what he's prepping for.
That's right.
He said, well, you prep all the food and I'm prepping to come take your shit.
That's it.
So he let you know out the gate that he on that.
Thank you.
And it's gonna be and guess what? He ain't gonna be alone. He gonna have some guys riding with him.
That's it.
And they come in tactical.
That's right.
They ain't gonna come up, you know, just
Not
like
gonna
niggas out.
they-
Niggas that do just random do shit, throwing some ass and run up in the store.
No, these
You know?
men have been trained. They go up to the forest probably once a month.
They do
once
the
every
laser
2
tag
months.
and the paintballing too.
Yeah, they train. They come up with plans. They got call outs. They got hand signals.
Mhm.
They really practice it. They really talk about this shit. They got their own base set up in the middle of
That's
nowhere.
it. For urban warfare, if I may add to that, because it's not just for Desert Storm now. It ain't just for some heathen shit. They're actually doing things to come and prepare to come into urban areas.
Yeah, don't be shocked if the military uniforms are more urban again. They're gonna probably make them green or gray. Don't be shocked if the colors change on the uniforms again. All right.
And there was some more in that scripture.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Mark 3:26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, He cannot stand what hath an end.
Man, so Satan is divided worldwide because they divided here in Babylon, and then they're divided over there in NATO and the EU.
That's it.
All right, so they're divided, man.
Yeah.
They completely, totally. So we know that we're witnessing the end of Esau Edom, man. Obadiah is not that far away, man.
Can I play
All
this
right.
one?
Yeah, I was gonna say now you should play that video. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
because y'all was talking about, how, some trust in, their food that they get, some trust in
Isaiah
their guns
30.
that they get. This is Psalms chapter 20, verse 7. It says, some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, our power.
That's right, brother.
They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright.
That's it.
So that's who we got to roll with, man. Trusting Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah through all this chaos, all right, through all this craziness. But this is why we report on these things, to give you the warning, man.
That's it.
All right, so you can, be hid in that day. So you can, like Isaiah 33:6, it says, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. You see, while everybody else, they're going to be unstable in their mind and going crazy because they trusted in this world, the mindsets of this world, the horses, the chariots, the guns, the whatever, your rice and beans that you stored up. Right.
And because a thing with a lot of these motherfucking preppers, they'll have their shit somewhere, goddamn it, 10, 15 miles away from where the fuck they at.
And they
You
even,
gotta get to that shit.
yeah, that's true. And they're even, and some of these guys are doing things like burying.
Yes.
They get these safes and these lock boxes that are waterproof and airtight, and then they're
Is it barium or?
you remember we all saw John Wick. He went in his basement and broke the concrete.
Yeah.
So that means he put it and then cemented right over it. Right. So that means the metal detectors and shit, they're not going to detect. They're not going to be, So that's what these guys. That was even a scene in The Walking Dead before they went into my favorite season 6, when they fought them Terminus people.
Oh, yeah.
All right, before they went over the fence, they went in the woods, and he put the the bag, and he dug the hole, and they buried the guns. All right,
And yep.
That shit crazy. I got a scripture. That's Isaiah 19. I don't start at 2. And I was
yeah.
It's Isaiah 19:1.
Hold off, brother. Play that, and then we gonna bring that out again.
I'm a former military man myself, so I know a little bit about security. Let me explain something to you about this situation and just how
Let's start
curious
there,
it
brother.
is. Okay? Curious is the word. Former military man myself, so I know a little bit about security. Let me explain something to you about this situation and just how curious it is. Okay? Curious is the word I'm going to use. Maybe interesting. These events are organized, they're structured, they're planned days in advance. There are no pop-up rallies. No. They are highly coordinated events between law enforcement and Secret Service agents. They'll get to the area, they'll scope it out, find all the hot spots, or the clear lines of sight, the perch positions. They'll never allow open windows or anything like that. They learn all this from the Kennedy days. That's why you don't have assassination attempts that often the rallies ever, really, because they learn a lot from the Kennedy days. And so what they'll do is they'll scope the area out. In fact, they'll look at all the hot spots, they'll look at all the perch positions, rooftops, especially. They don't even like rooftops. But what's curious about this situation is the very position the shooter was in, they would have 2 or 3 agents in full battle rattle, security personnel.
Pause it right there.
I was just.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
The position that he was in, security. I told my wife that earlier. That they would have had their own people right
on
there.
that spot.
He wouldn't have been able to get that directly, a football field and a half away directly, direct.
That's
I said
prime-
they would have had their own people there.
Prime time
So,
location.
but let them go. So like we saying, man, this whole thing is suspect.
That position. Yes, you heard me. The very position that shooter was on. That's very curious to me. Let's talk a little bit more about this shooter. This shooter had all the right conditions for them. Thank goodness they did not succeed. But let's just talk about the situation that we're in.
And I was going to say that earlier because a real sniper and a professional sniper, to hit his ear, that's excellent, but that's bad because you would have hit center mass on the right there and about the bam. And he shot several shots. Ain't nobody that bad of a shot if you shooting like that. I ain't buying it.
They had a perfect elevated position, clear line of sight. He had a tripod, a scope. He even had good weather.
Yep, no wind.
So that don't happen. That don't just happen. Just like, when Tom Brady said he didn't know nothing about the footballs, and Bill Belichick didn't know nothing about the footballs, the Patriots, you know that, several years ago. Troy Aikman came on TV and said, as a star quarterback, NFL quarterback, Hall of Fame, he said that just doesn't happen, folks. That kind of thing just doesn't happen. Now there are videos of club audio. I didn't say edited audio. I didn't say staged audio. I said this is clear audio at the time. And there are two things happening when they heard him off the station. One, Secret Service does something that's very curious. They pause and let him get his shoe. That wasn't what happened, folks. No way, no how. They could care less about what article of clothing you lose. They will slam you to the floor like a rag doll and then pile on top of you and drive you out of there in the lowest profile possible in 5 to 7 seconds. That's actually how they're trained to do it. And the second thing is they will never let you wait and pause for a photo in the rear of your head. That will never happen, folks. Never, never, never. So, let's think about that. Very, very curious. I'm not suggesting this, but some would suggest and have said that Trump is a master at changing the narratives. Changing the subject. Garnering the attention. In this case, loads and loads of sympathy from public officials and leaders around the world. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Really good.
Which means he's a master politician.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like St. Benji said, Trump the GOAT, man. I mean, this dude, he's a felon, a damn felon. And he's still running for president, and he's still most likely to win. So, and it could go either way. Either they really did try to take him out, or they tried to fake and take him out. I don't know. I don't know, but it definitely looks like it was either way, it definitely looks like this was an inside thing.
Oh yeah.
Right? However you want to cut that piece of pie.
Right.
Right?
With real consequences afterwards.
With real consequences, exactly. Because, people, like I said, Americans, Westerners, when people say, oh man, that was set up or that was fake, that didn't mean people didn't die.
Right.
They do fake events where people actually die. That's how they sell it.
Shit, 9/11, a lot of motherfuckers died.
Yeah, exactly.
It was orchestrated.
A lot.
Yeah, and that story fell apart within days, but the media jumped all over it and all the, just like the evidence came out on Kennedy, what's that been, almost 24 years now? The evidence keeps piling up on 911 as well. That story got more holes than Swiss cheese shut up by Yosemite Sam.
Y'all reading up on this dude. This dude was a 20-year-old little nerd looking motherfucker. He was like a nursing aide.
You know what type of rifle you gonna use to shoot that fly?
Well, he only used AR-15.
What?
Exactly.
To shoot that fly?
I mean,
AR-15.
That's
what I shot it
That's not true. That's not true, brother. I qualified.
Yeah.
Shoot out to 500 yards. Bro.
Yeah, AR-15 can go over.
With the
1,000 yards.
No. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Yeah, here's a football. It said a football and a half.
Oh, shit.
And we used to qualify at 500 yards.
Yeah.
All right. So and hit that target for 500.
I told him at 100 yards.
Yeah.
As a rookie, I ain't never shoot a gun before. I was out there living with the Edomite. Hey, I was living. I was living out in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and a white boy had me go out with him to the gun range. We were shooting at 100 yards on what a little quarter dots all from 100 field, and that's me never shot was hitting bullseyes.
Damn.
If you get trained with a little training, you can do that shit.
Yeah.
And that's not for 100 yards with it. You said that's
Yeah.
well, how many feet?
If he had a scope on it,
Right.
the AR,
It's a damn
definitely do it.
scopes, yeah.
You know,
I
I'd have thought that he had like a 308 or something else. You know, some little you know, the 7.62 or something.
Right.
You know, but AR could do it
Yes,
if
it can.
if he's got the full length barrel and he's got a scope on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 400 feet ain't nothing.
Yeah,
That's
that's
It'll cut through the wind. It'll cut through a light wind.
And it wasn't no wind.
Right. He said it was perfect
It was
conditions.
perfect conditions, man.
Right. It'll cut through a light
Yeah.
wind.
I got this is Psalms 10 and 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit, and fraud is under his tongue, is mischief and vanity. We got to remember that Esau, everything he does is full of fraud, man. Lies, bro. And that's what makes it so hard to catch up to what he's doing, because some shit is real, some shit he likes to mix a little bullshit with a lot of reality, so and a lot of real, so that it's hard to divine what's the bullshit.
Exactly, and you know, and it's like people who want to scoff the Simpsons or scoff the Illuminati game. Those things have hit 100%.
Can't how many times?
They've hit 100%, man. So
Hey, why
you
you
know,
stop
there's
telling
something.
me?
That's if you think that there's nothing to that, then something's wrong with you. It's just a silly card game. You got a serious case of cognitive dissonance.
And that's a part
Right.
of Esau witchcraft too, to actually tell you what the fuck they gonna do.
Exactly.
Right, because he want to be like the Lord.
You know what
He
I'm
wants to
saying?
be like the Most High, and he wants to.
Self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah.
That's what
Another-
those are.
Another the scriptures also say that Esau, the Lord called him the anointed cherub that covered. So this nigga is really like a low key figure, like the movie. You know, when you look at Loki, he was a master trick and a
Trickster.
a trickster, a big on deception. That's Esau, man. And that's the new thing is this AI shit. This AI shit. You know, this shit getting bugged out. How they
Yeah, I
do
saw that what you sent.
the shit getting bugged out.
It looked like it was a dream.
Right.
That's how dreams be.
Yeah, it looked like it was like smooth transitions, you know, whatever, and they can use that to manipulate the narrative. Hey, look, when you put something on TV, everybody believe everything they see on the damn TV, you know.
Yeah,
They can't go on the
especially
news.
so-called black folks.
Right.
They go on the news.
You know, when I was arguing with my father not to take the Pokemon, you know, he was like, son, if it was really that dangerous, they would have put it on TV, son.
There you go.
And I was like,
Now check this. This is Illuminati card game. This is a card.
yeah, I did a lesson on that earlier.
And this is a card that came out of it. You can see that it almost looked like Trump right there.
Well, and most people that seen it have identified it as Trump.
All right, and on this card it says this: at any time, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day. Play this card on your turn before drawing any plots. You may remove all zap, paralysis, whatever within the game. But inside the game, they have this as a assassination. And look at the picture that's right there. The picture looks like Donald Trump. Okay, you can see it. It looks like a Trump.
Oh shit!
That's like Trump.
Yeah, well, it's just hey, you know, the one that got me was that image of Donald Trump at the bottom of the escalator with Xi Jinping and that one shake at
Right,
that
right.
globe. All right, and then that same picture happened in reality. You can't. Then come on, man. So this is definitely them doing their witchcraft. You know, going to their prognosticators and you know and believing in the witchcraft of Egypt, man.
It's a lot. And then it ain't coincidence they put the trailer out for that new Captain America movie. It's called Captain America: New World. What new world? The new world order. The new world that Esau gonna try to bring in, but he gonna fail.
This is Isaiah 30:1, and it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that may add sin unto sin, that walk and go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, all right, and in the trust of the shadow of Egypt.
That's right, brother.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion." So you're gonna be in a confused state, believing that these politicians are for you, believing that this government is actually for you.
Trying to
All right, this government is completely and totally against you if you are Israelite.
Yep.
All right, point blank, period. and and you more so than anyone else, and against all the other heathen as well.
And it just made me think of the Purge movies with the election year. What was they trying to do? They was trying to kill the so-called presidential candidate, which in the movie was a female, but who had
she was like a Trump character.
She was like a Trump character.
She was like a female Trump character.
Yep.
And what did they do? They targeted her. They used the whole purge to try to go take her out that whole purge election year. And how is it election year now? And they're trying to go take out the most popular candidate right now. See, you got to understand Esau, Edom on the left hand.
And guess what? And then that one too, you had all them immigrants that came over just so they could purge.
That's right.
I forgot all about that.
That's right.
You had a lot of immigrants. Yeah, because all the Russians came over.
I'm about to watch that again. I've been watching that often lately too, because the Lord put his things on the left hand side, man. Esau wants to be Isaiah the 14th chapter, as if he's God, man. So what he does is do things on the left hand side to put and project as if he's a power, and that he has, his agenda on the left hand side.
Which really he's weak, all right? Because for one, the Lord is a true controller of both sides, like the scriptures say. The Lord reigns over the just and the unjust. And the Lord is a true king that can do that. For one, Esau, you so weak at it. You can only operate on one side.
Bring it up.
Which is wickedness. And then your wickedness, you got to create a problem and then come in like the superhero. You can't fix shit. You get when you try to fix shit, you make it worse. The only thing Esau do is steal, kill, and destroy. That's your MO. Everything from your technology is bullshit. From your medicine, which is really your pharmacy, is bullshit. Everything you do is bullshit. You're not a god. And the Lord is gonna show you that, man. You're a badass kid throwing a temper tantrum. That's what you is. I want to rule. Yeah. If I can't have it, no way. Because only a madman, only somebody who's pissed off, that you got to go into captivity, is doing the things you're doing to the earth. You're doing things you're doing to the people.
Get it in Genesis, brother. Get Genesis 27th chapter. He said he was gonna kill his brother Jacob, man. Go ahead.
This is Obadiah 1:6. How are the things that Esau searched out?
Perfect.
How are his hidden things sought up? Through these prophecies, through these scriptures.
Simple as that. And that'd be the difference between what we're doing right now and a lot of all the news this brother, this bald-faced, bald-headed brother on the screen there, is that they're doing this carnally, and we're filtering everything through the scriptures.
That's right, brother.
All right, and we've identified, the Edomites run America. The Edomites are running the world. Remember, the Lord returns to a world ran by Edom.
That's it.
So, as a matter of fact, somebody can go and get that
end of the world.
Not that angel that covers
the cherub
that covereth, because Esau covered up who everyone is, and you're all welcome because of the Hebrew Israelites. Starting with the elder apostles on down. Now you all know who the nations are.
Right out.
All right, and you can go build upon, do your research on what we've shared with you, and if you're honest with yourself, you're gonna you can't come to any other conclusion that what they're saying is true. It's point blank period.
Remember that little white girl? She came to that conclusion. She said, "Fuck you!" And you said, "Yep, there's gonna be a lot of that in the kingdom too, bitch."
Yeah, I did tell her that, didn't I?
This is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and a demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men.
The basis of man. So the lowest man on the totem pole is sitting in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, and he's being exposed that he's not, that he's actually the basis of man.
That's right, brother.
Because his tricks, his Hollywood tricks and his movie trick, he even just put a movie out now about faking the moon landing in the event that we didn't make it. So he's telling himself, because that's another one. It's more that thing fell apart a long time ago.
That's right.
All right, their own science came to the conclusion that no human being can go through the Van Allen belt. That one fact alone was enough to go with, because you have to pass through the Van Allen belt to get to the moon.
Perfect.
And so, and we know that the moon is hot like the sun.
That's right.
Because it's a light that stays on all the time. Because when it's dark here in America, it's light is light on the other side of the earth, which means so the moon is always illuminated to somebody. So it's always hot.
Yeah.
Hey,
So it's a light bulb, right?
No,
So how you gonna go? You know, I always say you if you think you could go up to a street lamp and unscrew it,
That's like
you're gonna leave all your skin, your whole fingertips. The only thing that your only thing good for that is you're a criminal. They're never gonna be able to identify you through your fingertips.
everything down here on earth is,
Right.
is no substance that is purely fire proof. It's always fire retarded. They always say retarded, which means at certain temperatures it'll hold down the temperature. But if it crosses this particular temperature, it's gonna burn. The moon is thousands and hundreds of thousands of miles away, and you can still see half the moon lit off the other half that the sun is shining on. If you can see it lit, that's a fire hotter than any fire you can reach.
like a cold.
Exactly,
Yes.
which means even if you get into its gravitational pull,
You
burn
burning.
up.
So
You're burning.
The moon got its own light.
Yeah, the moon.
I know it's a simple speech just for anybody listening.
Salaki. It has its own light.
That's like
That's
that's
what I
like,
said. It's lit all the
Right.
time.
He was just making sure that
Because he said the sun light
reflecting on one part, but I didn't speak this kind.
The
Because
sun has its own
just
light.
to see the light on the other side means the moon has its own motherfucking light.
Time.
All right? The Lord said in Genesis, the first chapter, He said, two great, matter of fact,
Get it.
And
Read
this,
your scripture.
This is Genesis 27. I'm gonna start at 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
So heart meaning mind.
Right.
So he said in his mind
kill it, nigga.
that you know I'm a killer.
Temperature,
Right.
yeah.
He was being a bitch nigga.
I
Right.
got a sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
This Jeremiah 12:4. How long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein? The beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said he should not see our last end. So the wicked, they don't want nothing else to be here. If they can't outlive it, they want it gone.
That's
What
right.
he saying, Luke Solomon 2, let us use the world speedily as in our youth. They
Yeah.
don't want nothing fucking left.
So don't let no rose pass us by.
That's
No
right.
flower.
Right,
Right, I'm gonna sniff them all, and then I'm gonna kill them.
That's right.
So nobody else can sniff them.
That's
Yeah.
right. If I'm not playing with if I'm at the basketball court and this is my ball and I'm not playing, I'm taking my ball.
Right.
Nobody
So
can play.
You ain't gonna come over here breaking my ankles and slamming on me.
Right.
I'm going home.
With my ball.
Right.
Nobody gonna see my end.
That's right.
It's
I'm
like
taking.
a nigga losing in Monopoly. They just flipped the whole
Flip the
damn
board,
Yeah, that was my baby sister when we were little.
Yeah. Take
Right
all-
when you about to win.
You done played this
And
game
walk
for
away.
5
hours. Oh Lord, have
5
mercy.
minutes bankrupt them. They nobody lost. Nobody lost or won. The game was ended.
I ain't quit. I ain't won. This is all right. Reese said this is Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years." Which you understand, the moon is the clock of existence. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God said, God made two great lights.
Two.
Great.
The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light, which is still a light,
A great light.
a great lesser light
Yep.
to rule the night. And he made the stars also. And if you look at the word light, the Hebrew word awar, it's a fiery ball. It's a fiery ball, man.
Yeah.
It's
You
fire.
look at coals. When coals the hottest, they turn white.
And he calls he makes an analogy of the chariots of being coals of fire. All right, so when we see the moon as a coal of fire, it's fire.
Fire.
It burns, Baba Kushai.
This is Sirach 43 and 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Going back to what Elder Wright just said, you know, the moon and the sun is for times. The Lord put more glory on the lesser because the moon, you tell your weeks, your months, your days off the moon. Now the sun tells you your 12-hour clock, you know, sundown. But the moon goes through all that, days, weeks, and months. The word month and moon mean the same thing.
Perfect. From
the moon is the sign of feast. So you read Leviticus 23 when it says on this month, it says this moon cycle. All right, so let's say the 7th month, it's saying the 7th moon cycle. All right, this is what this feast day is. It's based off the moon. A light that decreases in her perfection. So it's his own light. And the light, as the cycle is coming to an end, it decreases. There's a thing, to put it simple, it's called invisible light. It just doesn't shine as bright. All right, but that's what the moon does. It gets brighter, then it gets dimmer. Either way, you can still see it in the sky, meaning it has its own light. It's not the sun reflecting off the moon and bouncing. That's madness.
Yeah. Hey, even when you
well, that's a lie that they conveniently pushed and was created to try to push the narrative that they landed on it.
That's right.
Right. Hey, what's crazy?
So if I could just keep your thought, because I just want to give the definition of the word awar, which is the word lights in that Genesis. Ma'awar, which is from the light. All right, light, luminary. Strong's definition: properly a luminous body or luminary, light, brightness, cheerfulness. If it's a luminous body, it's illuminated. That means it's a fiery, bright light. How can a light be a light that's in space hundreds of thousands away if it's not fiery and of its own essence? It has its own light. It is a light.
It has its own energy. Yeah.
It has its own light. It's like it's a smaller sun. It's the opposite of the sun. It's a dim sun.
Dim sun.
I know.
It was crazy. Because Esau, when you go on these different Netflix, they have different shows that go into, you know, astronomy and different things like that. But it was one that I was watching that they was basically going into how the sun and the moon, it had to been placed here. Alright, that the sun was placed here, that the moon was placed here. Because they were saying the way the moon, it don't turn. You know what I'm saying? It don't, you know, you're only looking at one side of the moon all the time. They know that the Lord put that there, man. All right, but yet they'll tell to the masses some bullshit. All right, to deflect, to go back to being the anointed, the cherub that covered, to tell the world. So which really trying to disprove the Most High. Because that's all what science is to disprove.
You've had scientists that do the complete opposite and say there has to be a master creator because in everything and all things,
it's ordered. Yeah.
There's order and there's things that have to be put in place for other things to actually to organize, to create and to evolve and to grow and stuff like that. There's certain things that needs to be put in place like little engines. So they said something there had to be an origin of creation. So you have scientists that have disproved and come against the scientists who tried to use, you know, science falsely so called.
Didn't Darwin denounce that evolution on his deathbed?
Well, that's what they say.
Yes,
but I don't know, you know, how true it is or isn't. But we know, regardless if he did or didn't, we know that he's a lying piece of shit. And you know, he was just a lying piece of shit trying to propagate, Edomite superiority.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing, man.
Right.
That his science was all about making the so-called white man. If that was the case, then why are so many Israelis dying of cancer every year? They have a epidemic of cancer, skin cancer, in the Holy Land. What happened to dwelling in peace and safety alone?
Come on now.
All right.
It's like they cursed.
How?
They land.
It's not their land. All right.
I want to finish this.
Okay, Con. I'm just gonna say because it's the highest. It has the highest cases of skin cancer on the planet is in the land of Israel.
So why would the Lord give His chosen people a leper skin?
Why we give them leper skin where they can't even go in the sun?
What?
All right, come on now.
And what's crazy back on the science thing, the whole the Big Bang Theory was based off. Basically, they say they was listening to outer space. All right, you know, like it's like a horn.
It's like a horn.
It's a big horn, basically. They pointed out his face, they could hear and see, well, it got to be some leftover sound from when everything started. And they said, oh, we can hear it. They did all this science shit, yeah, the Big Bang Theory, this many years, whatever. And they finally looked inside the horn, there was birds in there. They never came and corrected this shit. They just kept going with the science.
Right.
It's fucking folly. This is back in Sirach.
And it's theory. You know, theory is not truth.
Yeah.
All right?
Go ahead.
Billy's got something.
This is back in Sirach 43:8. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changes. So that's the beginning of the month. It starts with the new moon. All right. Then the light increases.
That shit, bro.
Yep. Then an instrument of the armies above.
How it even shines, the Lord made it to shine a certain way. That shit cold. Boy, that shit raw as fuck. So like it.
Shining in the firmament of heaven. The beauty of heaven. So you're in the right spirit to be that excited.
And amazed by it. The Lord's timepiece is in the heavens.
Well,
Where he take you. All we have to do is look up at the sky to look at the time, and we can keep track of time.
I got you a clock.
It's like the monthly sand clock.
Yeah.
It's like an hour clock. It's a monthly sand. It goes down, then it increases back up. That's raw.
That shit raw as fuck.
The beauty of heaven, the glory of stars. The moon is glorious,
That's
man.
it.
And an ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint their watches. So again, it tells you that this moon is an ornament giving light.
That's it.
It's his own light.
That's it.
This is the Lord made all this, man. It's his signs, his place. This is what it is, man. Esau take this other bullshit and you eat it up. Meanwhile, a fucking eclipse comes and then you don't see the. Why can you still see the moon if the sun is being blocked out by the earth? It should be able to reflect.
Right.
Because it's fucking folly.
That's right, buddy.
I got you. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
Right. You gotta remember after Greece, all right, Rome. After that they gathered books up and thought they were so wise. There were so many philosophers. It was this theory, that theory. Oh, an apple failed. That means this. Motherfuckers into all type. They enlightenment, but they was coming with a lot of bullshit.
Bunch of smart dumb.
Yeah, and America has pushed. It's like a kindergarten. A kindergarten to give you an explanation of anything. They don't know shit. But they'll give you the fucking explanation if you're wrong as fuck and swear they know something.
That's right.
Alright? That's what Esau is. He's a fucking child, like the scriptures call him. And he's telling you, it gotta be a logical explanation of anything. He just giving you his random ass bullshit. Yep. And you motherfuckers eat it up. It tell you about all these dinosaurs existed, then the Ice Age came. Why is everything else still here then? Why is the only thing that died off?
It was
if
so
no comet hit, why is the only thing? How did we survive?
Right.
How about alligators and birds that y'all still call dinosaurs survive? Because those were the dinosaurs. How did elephants survive but the woolly mammoth didn't? The woolly mammoth got hair on it, motherfucker.
Right, exactly. It makes absolutely zero sense.
Right.
All right. Well, what was that scripture? But the ornament given. What was that?
Sirach 43.
Sirach. Okay.
Starting at verse 6.
Go ahead, bring it out, brother.
This is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knows that he have but a short time.
That's right.
So his time is running out anyway, and we should be rejoicing anyway. That's why they doing all of this bull crap, really dumb, sloppy work now.
But no,
you're right, brother. They're real sloppy now. Matter of fact, 9/11 was sloppy as hell, but that was the last good trick that they actually pulled, which only lasted a couple days before it started getting ripped apart. Right? And then they came against all the people,
who came against them?
That exposed it,
It was crazy. The technology that they got now in the old videos, the technology that they got is condemned. Like even with the Kennedy video, it's old pictures where you got the old pictures that they take. You can send in, or you can. It's a program called Pixel Up. If the picture is blurred and it's an old picture, put it in there,
and they clear it up.
The program
put the color back to
put the color to it, and put all of it can sense the hues and what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because
So-
they did that, Salaki. Let me just
Yeah,
jump in there,
I-
you finish. But they did the same thing with images of Gadites from the late 1800s,
Right.
showing you that they were just as dark as Matthias.
Yeah.
All right, the Gadites were really dark,
Yeah.
you know, back then. All right.
And that is the shit so wrong. The people are buying this technology just to disprove your shit, which is really Edomites. All right, which the scriptures proving your own tongue should fall upon itself. You got Edomites that took the old footages of 9/11. They use these programs to up the motherfucking definition and clear the image up, and you can see the explosions on the side of the building before this building dropped.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
They showed it when the plane hit. The building doesn't like move. It wasn't a plane there. And also they released the documents that the only plane in the sky, you gotta look at the military logs. Only aircraft in the sky was I forget the name of the military plane, but it has the projector on it. If you can see the plane go in and come out unfazed.
On the other side, yeah.
But that's because it was the projector. Because they
It was
had
the
the back
projection,
end go through.
Right.
So for the back end to go through, it showed the front come out.
Right.
And nothing, no harm to the building, no harm to the plane.
That's horrible.
Yeah, but and
Slowed it down. You know, on live TV back in 2000, what was that?
Yeah.
2001.
2001. You ain't on live TV, you can't catch that.
You ain't
Oh,
gonna
no.
On internet, YouTube, all this shit you rewatch, you see it slowed down. You see all this. Then the nigga got
Not
the
only that,
military logs.
it wouldn't have flown. There's no way it would have made it through all those steel girders.
Yeah.
All right, if you got, let's say that this is a 100-story steel girder. All right, you know they're certified by UA.
UA
bottles go that was right here. All
UAL.
right, UA. What the bottles go? It was some bottles right here.
Is UAL.
Move. No, it was some water bottles right here.
bro.
But look, and if you have 100 of these that represent 100-story steel girders, all right, and let's say you got about maybe one of those were pretty big buildings, so it probably was about 40 or 50 of them, every so many feet apart.
Right.
All right, and these are UAL certified steel. You're not gonna fly through this and pop out the other side
With aluminum.
because
With aluminum.
planes have hit buildings before 9/11 and they hit them after. And none of them ever did what happened on 9/11. No plane is going to fly through and appear on the other side of 30 of these that are like 5 feet wide, 5 feet thick. That's going up 100 stories, man.
Right.
And they're all in a line, and the building is built on these things. It's not going to just fly through them.
Jet fuel don't even burn hot enough.
It don't burn hot enough. Matter of fact, this is a scientific fact. So that they try to come with some misinformation, steel begins to weaken at I think it begins to weaken at 1800 degrees or 2200 degrees. It begins to weaken. Jet fuel only burns at 1800.
Right.
So jet fuel don't even burn hot enough to weaken
Right.
steel. All right, so you got to go to probably to 26, 27, 2800 degrees to begin to start to melt steel.
Right.
Steel.
Right, so the fact is, jet fuel only burns at 1800 degrees, so it's about it's shy quite a few hundred degrees
Yeah,
to even begin to weaken.
Yep.
The
That's
steel.
numbers to back you up.
Bring it out, brother.
The melt point of steel can range from 2,500 to 2,800 Fahrenheit.
Damn, that's what I said.
Literally.
Right, literally what I said, man. So to even begin to weaken it it needs to be 400 degrees hotter to even begin to weaken it. So the narrative is gone. It's a lie. It's a fucking lie. It ain't no misinformation. Don't come at us with that
And
bullshit.
jet fuel typically burns at around 1,500 Fahrenheit.
Damn. So now that drops it down even more.
That's Google.
And that's Google. That's your information. That's your source.
Even at the melting point, it'll just melt and it'll fall down. It wouldn't bring it to free fall.
Exactly.
We saw it.
The water. Exactly. It wouldn't bring it to free fall. And as a matter of fact, if it melted, then it would fall sideways. And it's like I always say, if those buildings actually came down the way they said it would, you'd have had about 50 to 60,000 people die that day. All right, there's no way that them buildings came down in their own footsteps. All right?
Exactly. I was, like I said, but that particular morning, I was actually watching that. And I was watching it, and like I said, and that
I thought it was a movie.
no, I thought it was a movie too, because I normally I would have been watching the Adventures of Superman with Terry Hatcher and whatever, and this, that, and other, but that wasn't that. And like I said, I'm sitting here and I'm watching it.
She was bad. I get it.
That's what I learned.
And like you said, I watched it and I watched the nose come. I was like, what the? You know,
I was
like,
inside Lake Point Tower that day.
I was
And Lake
like-
Point Tower was the only high-rise building that's actually on the lakefront of Chicago.
Right.
And everybody freaked out and panicked.
Oh wow! Trying to get up out of
They
there.
let us go home early.
Yeah, almost everybody went home early. The City Hall shut down, everything shut down.
That was
Right, but that was all a part of to sell the fear.
narrative.
They had
The
everybody in
narrative.
fear, and that's it. As a matter of fact, everything that's going on in America today dates back to that.
Went off of that.
You know, that set in the Patriot Act was a lie. There was never any weapons of mass destruction. It was all to get in the Patriot Act so they could take away all your rights and override the Constitution. And that's what MAGA is trying to do. MAGA is trying to uphold and keep the Constitution in place. And America has been hijacked by Big Pharma and Big Tech and the banks.
And the bank.
And they're getting ready to go digital. And that's what and America is behind, so they need some major shit to happen. They need this chaos because the opposing nations, their digital system is up and running already. So America needs to, and the dollar is no longer the reserve currency. So we know, and at the Wadi How Bashim Shai, I've been saying that something was going to kick off in July, and that it's going to and something else is probably going to happen in August, and you just can expect
More
things and more chaos to happen all the way up into the new year, man.
Let's go.
It's just
It's the time of, this is the year of the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. In order for the apostle, through the spirit of the power of Yahweh Shai, to beam at that, it has to be coming to fruition. This is the setup, all right? And like all the pundits are saying that there might not even be a so-called motherfucking election.
exactly.
All right.
And if you don't have the election, you definitely gonna have
Martial law.
you're gonna have that civil war.
Civil war.
All right, so it's all about to happen, man. So the Wadi How Bashim Shai. So we got any last scriptures? We're gonna get to wrap it up. All right, so with that, man, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash,
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala,
Ba Ba Ba.
Ba Ba Ba.
You know, I was thinking about.